Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about the Supreme Court's public interest immunity claim procedure. So first and foremost, why this public interest immunity claim procedure is in news. So what has happened is one of the foremost issues which is going on in our country is that the Media One TV channel, which was banned last year, has now moved its petition to the Supreme Court, and now Supreme Court is looking into the matter, and that is why the issue of public interest immunity claim has been in news. So first let us see the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, what has happened, then about the Supreme Court action, what has Supreme Court said in the issue, then about the public interest immunity claim, what it is, then about amicus curiae, in the end a prelims MCQ. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is polity section. You should be knowing about amicus curiae, which this terminology is related to what and what it is, and then public interest immunity claim, what is it. And the news has been taken from the Indian Express, and this says what is the Supreme Court's public interest immunity claim procedure. So what has happened is that last year a Malayalam language, that is Kerala based Media One TV channel, was banned by the Kerala High Court. And Kerala High Court, when they banned the Media One channel, the information was given by the Union Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, and the Union Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has said that the channel contained some information that would, if that information would go out, that had the capability to disturb public order, and the information was given under the seal so that the information cannot be opened. So that is why this case became so much in news, and because of this Union Ministry of Information and Broadcasting giving a under sealed information to the Kerala High Court, the channel was banned, and now the channel has moved on to the Supreme Court, saying that suspending the broadcast of the news channel is violative of Article 14, 19 and 21 of the Constitution of India. Article 14, right to equality, Article 19, freedom of speech and expression, and Article 21, that is right to life and personal liberty. So what has happened is, what the action Supreme Court has taken in this case now is that Supreme Court has set aside the centre's order imposing a broadcast ban on Malayalam news channel Media One. Now that the matter has moved on from the High Court to the Supreme Court, Supreme Court has said that they have said that the order which was imposed on the broadcaster, they have set aside that order, and now what they have said is that the Kerala High Court relied on material disclosed solely to it by the Home Ministry in a sealed cover. Now this is where the problem lies, that the information which was given by the information which was given by the Home Ministry was in a sealed cover. So no one knew what the information was because it was given in the sealed cover, and it said that the information was sensitive and cannot be disclosed. So the Supreme Court has always been and has always expressed its unhappiness with sealed cover jurisprudence, because sealed cover jurisprudence is very restrictive in nature. It does not give the other side, the other person or the second party, the chance or the order to express themselves or to fight a case against it, because sealed cover jurisprudence can contain information, for example, that the information is sensitive, the information can cause public order disturbance in the country, that the information is strategically very important for our country, it cannot go out. So the sealed cover jurisprudence is very much restrictive in nature. It becomes almost one-sided in nature. So the public interest immunity claim. So the Supreme Court has said that instead of the sealed cover jurisprudence, we need to move to the other side, which is not as restrictive as the sealed cover jurisprudence. So there can be an alternative to the sealed cover jurisprudence, and that can be public interest immunity claim. So instead of sealed cover jurisprudence, one can move towards the public interest immunity claim, which is also restrictive in nature but not as restrictive as the sealed cover jurisprudence, less restrictive. And this can be an alternative to the sealed cover for deciding claims involving state secrets, so that if there is any kind of secret which has to be given under the sealed cover jurisprudence, can be solved by the public interest immunity claim, as the word is itself is telling that this is also in public interest and the immunity would be given. But in this, what happens, I'll just tell you. Now let's talk about the public interest immunity claim. Why is it said by the Supreme Court that instead of the sealed cover we can move towards the public interest immunity claim? Because it being less restrictive. So this talks about validity of a claim involving national security considerations that must be on, that there should be material to conduct or to conclude that non-disclosure of information is in the interest of national security. First point that should be present is that there should be material under the public interest immunity claim, and the material should conclude that if the information would be disclosed, then that information will be sensitive and that information can cause public disorder, and that information is important when it comes to national security. So first of all, that information needs to be there. Second is whether a reasonable prudent person would draw the same inference from the material on record. So if this material which is given and which talks about the information being sensitive and cannot be disclosed in public, that if any other normal person or any other layman person would also read that, then the information for everyone should be of same intensity and of same importance. Then the public interest immunity claims also impact the principles of natural justice, because the sealed cover jurisprudence was against the principle of natural justice plus the principle of open justice, but public interest immunity claim talks about principle of open justice, and it also impacts the principle of natural justice. So principle of natural justice, what is it? Principle of natural justice talks about that every person who has against whom the case has been filed should know the reason that why the case has been filed. Then second, he or she should get a proper chance to represent himself or herself in the court. And third, that a person cannot be a judge in his or her own case. So this is about principle of natural justice. Now sealed cover proceedings infringe the principles of natural justice as well as the principle of open justice, because in sealed cover jurisprudence open justice cannot be there because nothing is said and nothing is given in open, so it restricts itself. Then it also restricts the principle of natural justice, because in it no one is told that the reason why he or she has been given this or why it has been done against someone. That is why the sealed cover proceedings or the sealed cover jurisdiction is controversial, and that is why instead of the sealed cover jurisdiction, the Supreme Court is talking about the public interest immunity claim. Because in the public interest immunity claim, what happens is, imagine there is a case, so there is two parties in a case, okay, and the first party has filed a case against the second party, and first party has said that the second party needs to stop this because this contains information which is controversial or which is sensitive, which can disturb the public order or something. So what happens is the first person would give this information to, for example, the court in a sealed cover. So when in a sealed cover the information is given, then there is no scope of doing anything and the action has been taken, and the second party has to stop the activity or it will be banned. But if the principle of immunity would be applied, so what will happen is that the information which has been given by the first party against the second party, this information, a summary of this information would be taken up, and that summary of the information will be given to the second party also, and the second party can also look into the summary of the information, and that summary would be in a form that the sensitive information which could disturb the national security or the public order would not be given in that way, and that summary would be taken into account. So what happens is that the confidential portions of the document could be redacted. This is what happens. So the controversial portions would be removed from it, and then a summary would be formed, and the summary would also be provided to the second party, so that the second party also gets a chance to represent himself or herself. And that is why this is less restrictive, because in sealed cover jurisprudence, the second party is not getting anything. And then in this case also, the amicus curiae, the provision of amicus curiae is also there, who would be looking into the aspect. I will just be telling you about the amicus curiae provision also. So what happened is the confidential portion of the document would be redacted, then state to remove the material. The material would be removed from the proceedings on the ground that its disclosure would injure public interest. So the material which contains confidential information would be removed, and overall a summary would be formed. Then if such a claim by the state is allowed, the concerned document cannot be used in evidence, and it renders the relevant document non-existent. So the confidential portions would be removed, and the confidential portions would not exist, and then removing the confidential portions, a summary of the whole incident would be formed, and that summary would be given to everyone, party 1, party 2. And this is how the party 2 will also get an idea that why and what has happened. Now let's talk about the provision of amicus curiae, which the Supreme Court has also talked about. Now what does the word amicus curiae means? Amicus curiae means friend of the court. So an amicus curiae would be involved in this case, who would be looking into the aspect from the party 1 and the party 2 side, and would be transparent and objective in this case, and will be helping both the parties. So, and that is why he or she would be called the friend of the court. So, the amicus curiae shall be given access to the materials sought to be withheld by the state. So, all the material which is with the state, the amicus curiae will be given access of that material, and that will be allowed to interact with the applicant and their lawyer before the proceedings. So, the amicus curiae can interact with the applicant, but this interaction can only take place before the proceedings have started. Once the proceedings have started, then the interaction cannot be there. See, first the amicus curiae will be given all the material, then the amicus curiae can look into the material, and before the proceedings have started, the amicus curiae can get in touch with the applicant and tell him or her that what is the issue, or how he or she can present it, what are the positives, what are the negatives, what are the issues, what he or she needs to talk about, or whatever he or she needs to ask. That everything amicus curiae can ask, but only till the time the proceedings have not started, the amicus curiae can meet the applicant. And this will enable them to make effective submissions on the necessity of the disclosure. So this will be helpful for the applicant also, which was not present in the sealed cover jurisprudence. And he or she or the amicus curiae cannot interact after the public interest immunity proceedings have begun. So till the time proceedings have not begun, he or she can interact, or the amicus curiae can interact with the applicant. So this was about the amicus curiae, and that is why instead of the sealed cover jurisprudence, the Supreme Court is saying that the public interest immunity claim is much better and is less restrictive in nature, and this needs to be followed as an alternative. So before moving on to the question, Drishti IAS is coming up with the NCERT course. So any one of you who is starting with his or her CSE preparation can go for this. This can be in an online format and through Drishti Learning app, and it is starting from the April 20th, 2023. In the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section, and this says, consider the following statements. The expression principle of natural justice is nowhere mentioned in the Constitution. Second, the principles of natural justice are firmly grounded in Article 14 and 21 of the Constitution. Focus on the word firmly grounded. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? The codes are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So try to give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.